Good morning, everyone. This is Grey Wolf with Grey Wolf's Gaming Corner. Grand Dungeon Dad in this game because I'm playing Project Stardust, and I wanted to do a quick video on one of the ships that I just unlocked in Project Stardust. And let's get over to that one. I do apologize for my voice this morning. I am still quite sick and still in recovery mode, so you'll just have to make do with my raspy voice for today. But the ship I want to showcase today is the Scirocco. It is the tier 4 that comes after the Raptor in the Doninger line in the MCRN tree of the Expanse. The MCRN branch, I should say, of the Expanse tree. So this ship, I've only played a couple games in it. I do really love, like all the Expanse ships, I really love the models. I think they look really cool. It's kind of hard to see it on this map because of how dark it is, but definitely from this angle you can see just the amount of detail that goes into the model from the front to the back. And it's one of the reasons I play this game. I think it looks really nice for what it is. And if you're a sci-fi geek like me, Expanse geek like me, then you really love these details. But basically, let's get into it. So top speed of 14 ZKT, pretty standard for Expanse ships to go at least that. So nothing crazy or outstanding about that. But that's typical in the Expanse tree because these ships have no shields. You want them to go a little bit faster so you can avoid some of the fire. Being more maneuverable as well is helpful. And in general, that's the case with most of these lines. 100,000 HP. It's a pretty good amount of health. Nothing to shake a stick at. It does have some repair functionality. You have respawn time of 45 seconds. Sorry, not repair functionality. Respawn time of 45 seconds for the size of this ship and for tier 4 is actually pretty good. Again, Expanse ships typically have pretty good respawn times because they do get destroyed relatively quickly if they are focus fired. They do have no shields. You can avoid some fire, but if everybody's shooting at you and you're in range, you're going to blow up pretty quickly. Let's get down to our weapon complement. So weapons, we have, like on all the Expanse ships, the larger capital ships, we have a pretty good mix of torpedoes. We have some light torpedoes. We have some, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I guess it's Hyanmu. Heavy torpedoes. For lasers, it's always PDCs on the Expanse tree, which is, that's what's in the show. It has 9 of the Nariman dynamic PDCs. And then for spacecraft, you have 3 of the Chariot dropships. I have not had enough time testing with the dropships to see how effective they are at taking out other ships. I'm going to try to show that today, but I have not had a chance to really test that yet. Other than that, we have a light railgun. Light railguns are nice. They have a pretty quick refire rate for a rail weapon. And in addition, this has 5 of the MCRN interceptor torpedoes, which are good for taking out strike craft and missiles. So that is about all there is stats-wise. I showed you guys the model. Let's get in here and do some gameplay. Looks like we're going to be outnumbered a little bit here. Partially my fault. I'm sitting out there gabbing. Alright, so let's put on point defense. And let's switch to missile weapons. And let's launch our fighters. I'm not really sure how far away these guys are. A little ways out. Looks like we're outnumbering them at this point. So as you can see, my PDCs are putting out some pretty good fire. taking out missiles. Look at my little drop, my ugly little drop ships. They look like little squares. Let's engage this guy with some missiles up here, and then let's send our drop ships over there. I don't even know if these things can attack. Oh, nope, he's out of range. Okay, so we got to get a little closer. So let's get into range here. I'm not even sure what the dropship range is. This might be difficult to do without getting blown up. We'll keep putting torpedoes out. Yeah, no dropships aren't in range yet. So tough. Tough to get into range, it seems like, with this thing. And again, they do not take a lot of damage to kill, because even with 100,000 HP, if you're taking beam weapon fire, it's pretty, you go down pretty quick. The real advantage with the expanse ships is you can sit back and just launch torpedoes, and you could do that definitely with the Scirocco. It is a little bit bigger. It's a little bit harder to stay out of, I guess, out of focus. You know, it's just to stay out of people's attention. But it does have a pretty good complement of torpedoes. It's not great, you know. That's the thing. This ship might be better in some ways up close, because at least if you can get into range, or you're in range, I'm assuming these drop ships do decent damage. I've had a hard time, like I said, just with this ship, because I'm not really sure how to do that yet, like what the process is. Let's see if we can hit somebody with a railgun. Okay, so railgun hits pretty good. Put some torpedoes out there. We'll just have these dropships guard us for right now, I guess. Probably should have switched those to point defense a little earlier. Oh, we are getting hammered. This thing does have a pretty large silhouette, so, you know, if you're not staying back, you're probably playing it wrong. I'm just gonna say that. Keep launching our torpedoes. Is there any way we can... Nope, we're not in range. We're taking more damage. Yeah, and it looks like the railgun has to be more in line to fire. Yeah. And one thing you'll notice too, with a lot of the MCRN ships, the railguns are not as flexible. A little bit not quite as flexible as they are on some of the Alliance ships, or the UN Navy ships, I should say. And that's the case with this one. Looks like you have to fire it relatively straight off the front arc. Though I don't have to direct fire it, I can't aim. I think I can, as long as I'm within the firing arc, I can auto fire it. But yeah, it's just I guess there's a bit of a learning curve with this thing. I'm not enjoying it as much as I did the Raptor, to be honest. Maybe it's just I'm more used to the Raptor. It seems easier to play too, like you don't have to be so specialized. Whereas this thing seems... This thing seems more specialized. Oh, I do like how fast the reload is, though. Okay, that I was not aware that thing refired this quick. That might be kind of the plan is to just keep firing that. Okay, that's a little bit better. So okay, he's hiding. See if I can use this structure to get closer. I think that's a liberty beneath me. Okay. I really want to get close enough to use my ships. Okay, I think they're close enough to get in there now. Oh, we got him. Nice. Okay. So, didn't really see... I don't know if you guys did. I didn't see a lot of fire or a lot of damage from the drop ships. I'm not really sure. I have to look at the wiki to see what they do, but they don't seem super effective in ship-to-ship combat. But what I do like is the railgun, the significant amount of torpedoes, and the refire rates on this ship are pretty good. So I think that's probably the advantages with this thing is you can fire that railgun relatively quickly, and you can stay at pretty good range and just wallop them with the rails and do some decent burst damage, and then torpedoes for your consistent. So we'll try this one more time here. Didn't mean to do a quick deploy, but see if we can use it to our advantage. Alright, so we're gonna fire some missiles and try to get out of here because I'm really not wanting to die just yet. I went a little too crazy there. Yeah, too quick to run in on that one. Not when I'm the only one of two guys over there. So that was me being silly. Let's try this again. And then we'll play a little bit into the next match. Yeah, these things have no hit points, or not no hit points, no shield. You got to play them a little bit more gingerly than that. And there's no reason why you can't sit out, at 60 kilometers or 55 kilometers and hit with the majority of your torpedoes and hit with your rail. I think your railgun's range is somewhere around there, 50 or 45 or something. But you can be basically outside of turbo laser range and doing the majority of your damage if that's what you want to do. And that's the way to play this ship. You don't want to be going toe to toe with anyone, even other expand ships. That's not really what this thing is designed for, and I'm not really showcasing it the way I should be because I'm not playing it correctly here. So let's try to do a little better here. What am I hitting here? Should be right there. There we go. I do not want to be the one getting killed here. I'll move back. Try to get out of range. Keep feeding torpedoes back at him. I don't think I can fire this thing to the rear, but I don't know. Oh, I guess you can. Awesome. So I think the main thing is I've still got to learn this ship. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's just getting coming to grips with the way it plays. We'll play another game here too, at least part of another game, just so you guys can get a good feel for it through the gameplay. And I think the shuttles, the boarding shuttles, if you're close enough to somebody to board, are useful. But I don't know exactly what they do. I'm just being honest. They don't have. I don't think they have a ton of weapons fire on them. I think it's more about somehow using the armored marines, but I'm not really sure. Outside of the actual show, The Expanse, how they've implemented that in this game. I mean, we could take a quick look. And see what we can figure out. Alright, so we've got 3 people in already. This is the asteroid belt, so I can get a lot closer to people in here, I think, without getting killed. Or maybe not, because we're right out in the open. Just gonna sit back here and not even move. Just pump out the fire. Oh, he's gonna hide behind the asteroid. Alright, what do we got up here? Ooh. Star Destroyer, I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, that was a little bit better. But we're just basically sitting here and taking advantage of the fact that nobody's... Oh, we got him. All right. See if we can turn this flaming wreck around. Maybe shoot from the back. Okay, that guy's zooming in way behind us. Oh, he got bounced by the map, I guess. So we're doing some more damage here. I don't think feel like we're gonna be able to hit either of those. Do I have point defense? I did. Okay. I'm just not shooting these missiles down. I guess they're not close enough to matter. So they're hiding behind the rocks. One thing I wish the expanse ships had, I do wish they had some kind of repair over time. I think that would make sense because ships from this period would have had repair crews, would have had full engineering staff to make repairs on the fly during battles. Most of the weapons are kinetic weapons on these ships. Even the missiles, to some degree, are probably throwing shrapnel around. So, just like in today's world, if you're on a warship that's using kinetic weapons, there's going to be portions of the ship that aren't damaged that can be that repairs can be initiated from. In space, just like in water, you're going to have sealing bulkheads and other features that will enable a ship to survive several hits and be repaired on the fly during combat to some degree. Now, granted, battle repairs are not going to be, something there's going to be stuff that gets damaged that you would have to go back to a station or to whatever the space version of a dry dock would be, right, to get fixed. But at the same time, you're going to have repair crews, you're going to have engineering staff, you're going to be able to do quick fixes during combat. And I don't think your health pool going to zero or going low and just staying low when you don't have any shields really reflects that. I think a slight repair over time or a button that you could push that would enable those repair crews to go out, especially for ships like this, I think would balance these a little bit better. I do feel like there's some balance issues with them. Just because they have no shields, I feel like it's kind of a real negative to playing the expanse ships. If you're in a map where you're going to spawn within range at least, which this map you're at the outside range. I mean, I don't have to do what I'm doing right now. Yeah, that's all right. My ship was pretty heavily damaged. I could have just scuttled it, but I prefer to stay in and fight. So, guys, I think that's a pretty good showing of gameplay. We could do some more later, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you like Project Stardust. If you noticed in this game, I had almost no lag. There was maybe one point at which we had a little bit of lag during a firefight, but it was pretty low. So I think maybe they're starting to get a handle on some of that with the game. Again, I urge you guys to check this out. If you're a sci-fi spaceship fan, this is the game for you for sure. So everybody have a great day. I'm glad I could show this to you. Please join me for the next one. If you like, if you want to subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.